back in the PM session today, overhead squats. What we're going to be looking at today is to move them through a progression to where we can overload their overhead position, but then not overload their central nervous system too much, because overhead squat compared to a back squat is a lot less taxing on them in the entirety of the week, if that makes sense, especially coming off an open workout with intensity. So this way we can work on shoulder stamina while also working through good reps at the 7 reps while we go down to the 3 and put more weight on the bar.
I feel like you're like
40? Yeah, I know I look it.
For some reason I feel like you're like 6 years older than me. God damn it.
It's either the maturity or I look like I'm 40.
I kind of still feel like I'm 21 to be honest.
Guys, I know I'm weathered.
26, shit. I gotta start figuring some shit out. I think it was the thruster double under event on like Saturday night.
Oh, yeah.
And I got something stuck in my eye. And we were in the warm-up area, and I'm over here like crying all by myself, and I don't know like anybody, and I'm like trying to get this shit out, and you came up to me and helped me get some shit out of my eye. I swear to God. And I just remembered that the other day, and I was like, holy fuck.
Really?
Yeah.
Did I tell you to like pull your top eyelid over and blink a few times?
Something like that. You're like, are you okay?
Yeah,
and I'm like, she's kind of nice.
She's kind of, oh wow, she's not a BI.
I was like, what?
So one of the things we utilize is using a timer while they lift when we're not worried about maximal percentages, right? So if we're working 85 and less for reps over 3 to 5, we'll put them on a clock like 2 to 2.5 minutes to where we don't need to worry about them having to focus too much on that 100% weight or 1 rep max, but they can move fluidly through their movement and work on the technique as they go.
Whatever we set out for them, percentage-wise, or the structure for the weightlifting program, I try to follow that to the T. Even if days don't go as planned or they don't hit percentage precisely, I still encourage them to hit or go for those same exact numbers based off their 1 RM. I think it's important to go through the ebbs and flows of the movement. Sometimes you nail your percentages, sometimes you don't. But for me, what I'm actually looking for characteristic-wise is how they actually bounce back after that. And I want them to go through pushing themselves to those limitations or those percentage-wise. And don't get me wrong, there's a time and place where I want them to have full 100% completion rate or success rate on their lifts. But right now, exactly where we are right now, I want them to experience the occasional fail in a rep. I think that's a lot more valuable for where we are right now in the season than hitting 100% each time.
I think over time what we're seeing is that people in CrossFit are getting a lot smarter. So back in the day you would see people just kind of cut out their strength work to get ready for the open. They would think they need to do just those 8 to 10 minute pieces, high intensity, to get them ready for whatever comes out of the hopper with the CrossFit Open. So now we're starting to realize that if we can hold, maintain, and gain strength through the open, whether we're only an open athlete, whether we're a quarterfinal athlete, or going to the games, we're going to be better in the long run, not only for longevity, but to keep us healthy long term, right? Because strength is what keeps us moving over time. So what we're doing here is building strength while we're also building that intensity. And although it may not be maximal, it'll be better than it was if we cut it out altogether. So Will's had a little bit of an issue with a back problem before we even started working with him. So one of the things we've been trying to reintroduce is proper technique from a foundational level. So bracing through your core, so using your belt correctly is one of the biggest things, and also just structurally time under tension at lighter percentages. So I know that's preached a lot at the lower levels of CrossFit, maybe in your fundamentals class or your on-ramp, but it really applies to elite athletes as well. So we need to go back to the basics to, if we have an injury or if we have a movement that kind of gives us pain, go back and look at what we learned from the beginning to set us up for success in the long term. The workout we just did was really interesting because we separated the guys from the girls on this one, which we don't do a lot since we've all been together. And what we did was we actually had them use the exact same weight on the dumbbell. The purpose of the WOD and kind of the stimulus of this was to go unbroken on the movement. And if we had the guys go with a heavier 70-pound dumbbell, they would have had to break it up. So it's just interesting to see in the CrossFit space now how strong women have got, to where we can even program using the same weights for our elite athletes. All of these athletes in this gym are the top in the world, but we can still see that separation from men to women. So it was cool to see in the WOD today.
Alright guys, I hope that you enjoyed the video and that you got pumped up for it, and that you actually learned something. Comment below what you learned and also what you'd like to see more of. And also in the description below, there's all of our information if you want to know more about how programming, what Prvn team have to offer, what we have, like what products we have. Everything is in the description below. I hope you have a good training session, and I'll see you in the next video.